Good morning. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm parked at the trailhead for today's hike, which is in Wyassup Lake Road in North Stonington, Connecticut. The plan today is to hike about 4 miles one way and then return by the same path. The trail I'm going to be hiking today is the Narragansett Trail, and this trail is part of the Connecticut Blue Trail system. So without further ado, let's get hiking. Some of today's hike will be on fire roads and some of it will be on single track trails. Temperatures today are in the low 30s. It's been cold the last few days, but there's a storm coming in tonight, so it'd be good to get a hike in before we get all the wintry weather here in Connecticut. One of the things I like most about walking this time of the year is that the leaves are actually down and you can really get an appreciation for the lay of the land and the contour of what you're looking at. You can see all these old stone walls that dot the landscape here in New England. Kind of wonder who spent all that time building those stone walls. The Narragansett Trail here in Connecticut is maintained by the Connecticut Forest and Parks Association. They do a nice job of marking the trails and making sure that issues are taken care of, and you can see them on their website. You can see a whole interactive map about where the trails are in Connecticut, which is very helpful. Today's hike has no mountain summits, but it certainly has a number of stream crossings. Big ledge here and another stream crossing. Off in the distance, a woodpecker somewhere. I can hear him, but I don't see him. There are a lot of dead trees in this area, including these directly in front of me on the trail that have lost their tops. The trail is going to take us around and bring us to the top of this unnamed peak here, which ought to be a nice view. Well, we reached the summit here of this cliff. It certainly warmed up as I walked. I'm probably going to take a break here and get rid of some of my clothing, but I wanted to share with you the beautiful view I get from the top of here. I think I can see Wyassup Lake down there. So off in the distance is Wyassup Lake. That's kind of where we started earlier today. And you can just barely see, I believe it's the sound out there at the horizon through the trees here. You wouldn't be able to see that if it weren't winter, but there's the Long Island Sound. Sitting here on top of the ledge and just listening, the only thing I can really hear is a plane passing overhead in the distance and the bubbling of the beautiful brook down below the ledge here. It is absolutely peaceful and no wind right now. I could probably sit here for an hour. And right behind the overlook is a campsite. Not sure if it's official or not, but I do know that there is camping allowed in the state forest. So it's definitely something to consider next time I'm out here with my backpack. This section of the trail is absolutely beautiful with the ledges and the stream. Looks like we're heading down into the valley a little bit, but the ledges are pretty substantial over here. Some of the trails can be a little steep here in Connecticut, and with the leaves still pretty solid on the ground, it's quite a challenge with footing. Take a look over here as we look up the valley and get a better view of that cliff and the stream alongside. That is quite a drop. As we hike through Patchogue, we tend to come through sections filled with mountain laurels. Sometimes it's a tunnel of mountain laurel. At this point, the trail dumps us out onto a Bit of an old road that's frequented by probably ATVs or four-wheel drive vehicles. We'll be leaving the fire road, which heads off to your right, and heading over to the left and going around and up this ledge here, which I think will prove interesting and certainly will warm things up a bit. As you can see, we are literally going around this cliff to get to the top. When I looked at this hike, this looked like one of the more interesting spots on the trail based on its elevation, and I suspect I won't be disappointed. All right, we're going to take a right here just to check out the view from the top of the cliff and then return to the trail. All right, folks, we have arrived. Spectacular view. Right down there is where we were on the other side of the cliff. And you can see the small woods road heading off to our left here. Looks like we're crossing an old country road, and there may have been some housing or some kind of farm here. An awful lot of stone walls converging here, and looks like some kind of a foundation over there. So it's an interesting area. We have an old foundation here of some sort, maybe for a small building. This area may have had a couple buildings here. I can see another foundation over there. This interesting foundation appears to use the back of the ledge as the back wall. All right, so we're gonna head back on the trail. We're probably about 2/3 of the way through our hike right now before we turn around. We're now about 3.6 miles in the hike, and we're coming to Myron Kinney Brook, which is a good sized brook running through Patchogue State Forest. Here's a trail notice for the stretch between Route 49 and Tom Wheeler Road that is closed. It's been closed for quite some time. There's a small parking lot here if you wish to park your car and walk from here towards Wyassup Lake Road, where we started today. So at this point, it's all road walk on Legendwood, which is paved, to Route 49, and then the trail is discontinuous till you get to Tom Wheeler Road. So I've hiked 4.5 miles. I think I'm gonna turn around here and head back. I may take some of the dirt roads and do a slightly shorter hike back to the car, because today there is a storm coming in. I don't want to be out here too late. That may be it for now, unless I see something really interesting. This might be where we wrap up the video. Just want to say thank you for hiking along with me. Appreciate your company, and hope to see you out there on the trail sometime. So I'm back on the first ledge with the view of Wyassup Lake, and I'm going to sit down and have something to eat, because it's been about 3.5 hours worth of hiking now. Great hike so far, I have to say. This was my favorite spot. That's why I came back here. So something simple today. All I've got is a Bumblebee snack pack, which is nice because it comes with everything you need. A little spoon, a can of tuna, and a couple of crackers for good measure. And it makes a decent quick meal when you're out on the trail.